Hi, I'm Denny Moers. I'm a photographer and sometimes a photographic artist. And I'm down here in my darkroom in Riverside, Rhode Island. I do traditional photo lab work on black and white prints. I found photography at 13 and just immediately used that as a means of personal expression, and ended up going to graduate school in Rochester, New York, at a innovative program called the Visual Studies Workshop. And there I met Aaron Siskind and Robert Creeley, a well-known poet teaching at the University of Buffalo. And so Aaron was just coming in and out because the workshop just brought in photographers. And so when someone like him would come, you would be involved in their work, and I connected to it, and I connected to the abstract expressionism that he came from. And that became the kind of work that I wanted to do. And I finally moved after graduate school here to Providence to print for Aaron. He was retiring, I think he was 70 at that point, 72, and he wanted someone for the first time to print in the darkroom for him. The earliest work that I really got involved with were these architectural studies, something that I've come to call architecture as a state of mind. And they're really my study of abstractions using architecture as the visual matrix. And so they became, in some ways, they became the sort of canvas that I could develop and interact with and work ideas through of abstraction and form and color at that point. So my work is black and white based traditional photography, and I shoot in black and white film, and I develop a black and white negative, and I take that negative and put it into my larger in the darkroom. At that point, things change a little bit because instead of fully developing the print in the developer, I sometimes put on the developer selectively. After I finish that developing part of it, I pull the print out after the stop bath, which just is designed to neutralize the action of the developer. And then you can expose the print to white light because the stop bath is kind of neutralized the developer, so it really won't turn black.
Right.
And you can expose the print, as I do, to a lot of light, sometimes 4,000 watts of light. Sometimes I go outside in sunlight. I can control what continues to turn brown simply by stopping the fogging process, the light fogging process, with fixer, by painting it on with brushes or dipping it in fixer. And that just stops anything further from happening. And the toners can change the hue from little variations of purple to a deep blue that you see here. And that is just selectively applying gold chloride. So I'm going to do some work on this picture. It's a photogram of a dog mask, a Halloween dog mask. So all toning does is selectively allow me to change the tone of parts of the picture, selective parts of the picture. And so it produces another set of tones besides the tones that come from light fogging the print. So I'm just gonna, and it's a fluid process, sometimes controlled more than other times, but generally pretty fluid. And if I use brushes or spray bottles, I can change the tone, as you might be seeing, from this kind of brownish hue there to, in this case, it'll be kind of a purplish tone. And this toner I'm using here is called a polytoner. It's half selenium and half sulfide, and it just reacts chemically to the silver of the black and white print. And the sometimes the longer you paint an area, it'll change, and also the concentration of the chemistry. Visual archaeology are these investigations of really ancient cultures and the visual remains of these ancient cultures. I acquaint myself with them in many ways and then interact with them, collaborate with them to make a new picture that was on my mind, and that's how I would approach those. I studied American poetry along with photography all the way through from my teen years and all the way through college, and I look at poetry in a similar way. I look at the vocabulary of a poet are the same words that we all use, and simply by rearranging them and emphasizing certain words and placing them on a page in a certain way, they've heightened them into something extremely moving. And a photographer has to work with the same natural vocabulary that the rest of us are in. I've often stood side by side with people when I photographed, and they just didn't see what I saw. And a poet can hear someone conversing, and someone next to them could not hear what they heard. And they have to make something from those same words that we all experience, and I have to make something from the same visual world that we all experience.